So today, this morning, we got hit with a surprise update, and it's a pretty interesting one that I've actually been looking forward to for a little while. Now, I haven't touched these cars yet, but it's time, because the F2 cars have been updated to 2021 spec. As you can see, we have the brand new cars in the game, updated drivers, liveries, all that good stuff. So we are going to do a race today, a 25% race, I think last or first around Jeddah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a bit of a cleaner race than it was in real life. And before we continue, my best wishes go out to Enzo Fittipaldi and Turbo Chair, especially Enzo, who I believe came off a bit worse in the incident. Hopefully, they both make a full recovery. And yeah, today we're going to drive as, I think, Oscar Piastri in this one. So let's run you guys through the mod, or in this case the update. You're going to enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel, and give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you enjoy the F2 cars? Do you race them? And are you a fan of the update? Well, here we go, car selection screen. Here is Prema, of course, who won the championship, the team championship in Jeddah this weekend. Drivers, of course, are going to be Oscar Piastri and Robert Schwarzman, back for a second season. Then we have UNI Virtuosi with, of course, Guan Yu Zhou, the man who's going to be stepping up to Alfa Romeo next season, alongside Felipe Drugovich. Then we've got Carlin with Dan Ticktum, of course, and Jehan Ruvela. High Tech, it's going to be Liam Lawson and Yuri Vips. Very strong lineups, to be fair, so far. ART is Christian Lundgaard, of course, my teammate from my team, Season 1, and the recently injured Turbo Chair. MP Motorsport, it's going to be Richard Rashaw and Lirim Zendelli. After that, we have Charouz, which is going to be Enzo Fittipaldi. Again, get well soon, Enzo. And Guillermo Semaya. Dams, it's going to be Roy Nassani and Marcus Armstrong. After that, we have Campos, which is going to be David Beckman and Ralph Boschen. And then, second from last, we have HWA Race Lab with Jack Aitken and Alessio Deleda. And finally, last but not least, Trident, Viscal and Marino Sato. So yeah, today for this race, we are going to use, I think, Mr. Oscar Piastri. I was going to use Guan Yu Zhou, but I think I'm going to go with Piastri because he's looking on course to win the championship. So let's drive as the young up-and-comer.
Hello and welcome to the Jeddah Street Circuit, where the excitement is building for what I'm sure will be an exciting Formula 2 race here in Saudi Arabia. So, an interesting circuit, Jeddah. Like some other street circuits in the Formula 2 calendar, it's likely to represent a formidable technical challenge, with a number of challenging turns for our young drivers to master. Plus, it's a hot track, and that high temperature has some big implications for tyre performance that they'll need to keep in mind in order to secure a good result. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
Well then, after an exciting session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Yuri Vips with a clear track ahead of him today, he starts in pole position. And talented Dutch driver Ben Viscal completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Viscal, Lawson, Alessio Deleda and Beckman, Zendelli, for sure, Sato, Teo Porcher, Samaya, Deruvela, Robert Schwarzman and Aitken, Drugovich, Joe, Lundgaard and Marcus Armstrong, Ticktum, Nissani, Boschon and Oscar Piastri completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Now we're here for the race, and it's going to be a 50% race. I changed my mind at the last minute. We're going to do a bit of a longer race, and hopefully there's a pit stop involved. Now then, I want to clarify, you guys can tell me in the comments down below, but I don't seem to have the option to change my tyres, which maybe that's a rule this year. I've not really kept up with F2 this year, mainly because the calendar is so fragmented. I've just not been keen to watch, you know. So if you guys can let me in the comments down below why that is, I'd love to know. But yeah, we can't change tire, we can't start on the alt strat, so we're going to have to start on the softs and see what happens. So yeah, aggression is going to be the end of the game. I'm assuming there's going to be a stop in between at some point. And also I want to clarify, we are going to do this race on 110 AI, which I didn't mention before in the intro. So let's jump into it and let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. 7 laps ahead of us for the feature race. 5 lights, no idea how to get a good start, but we're underway. And it's an absolute shocker, as it usually has been in the F2 cars for me. Down to turn 1 then. We've got 7 laps to try and fight back here, so we're going to get to work straight away as we look to get past Ralph Boschung here. Out of turn 2, not quite able to match up. I am running quite a bit of error. I think I'm running 8 wings. That is the preset default setup for this track. I've not changed anything except for the brake bias. Making our way through the S's for the first time. Just gonna be gradual to try and get my confidence up. It's one of them things where I'll be stronger at the end once I've done a few laps and I know where the limit is in these cars. Well, let's see, down towards the hairpin. Do I fancy a lunge up the inside of Boschung? Yes, I do. Keep it tight. Inside line and then get on the gas. And we're now up to P21. We've got Dan Ticktum ahead of us as we make our way now onto the back end of the track. Gonna try and set up the exit through here. Let's see. In the wheel tracks, I will go for a medium if we get the choice, but it seems like there's not going to be any pit stops this race. I did choose a feature. Maybe I accidentally went for the sprint race by accident without even realising. Either way, we're on the outside of Armstrong there. That was a bit of a squeeze, but a lovely double overtake. So there's going to be plenty of action in this race. If there's no pit stops, we have to be aggressive and try to send it at every opportunity. Into the final corner, Armstrong coming back up the inside. We're going to have to leave a bit of room. It's going to be a good old-fashioned drag race down to the first corner. And you can see now Ticktum getting involved, getting the slipstream as well. We're going to try and get Armstrong's toe to fight back. Not quite able to get the re-overtake into turn 1. Side by side with Ticktum as we have a slight bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. But we do manage to get ahead. This is a great scrap though. Let's see if we can pick off Armstrong here. Come on, Marcus, don't cost me too much time, mate. Got places to be. We're going to set up the cutback all the way through these S's. And look at this. Oh, that's a bold move. As we get a warning for track limits, but we're going to push on anyway. Those are the kind of moves you cannot make in the F1 cars, man. But they're so satisfying in these F2 cars. Going to have a look around the outside of Nissani here. Not quite able to line that one up, but we've had a good exit. We are lacking some straight line speed though. Let's see if I can set up the run out of here, which we do. Now we're super close. Just got to stay in the slipstream and hopefully on the braking we can try to get Nissani. Oh my god, he just broke on a straight. Hopefully no damage as we got the inside.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
Okay, that's lucky. I had sim damage on, so I thought I may have got damage there, but we've gotten away with it. Let's go after Guan Yu Zhou now. Oh, look at this. Getting a great run through the first 2 corners. Going to try and get past Formula 1's first ever Chinese driver, of course, Guan Yu Zhou, promoted and moving up to Alfa Romeo in Formula 1 next year as we have a bit of a tank slapper through there. DRS is enabled, so that should help make the race flow a bit better. Are we going to go for this move again? Yes, we are. Oh, it's close. We just about make it work, though. Whew. Open DRS now as Guan Yu Zhou going to try and fight back here. I'm going to go a bit deep into the corner on purpose. Going to have to drift this one out to hang around the outside, and we do that successfully. Let's get after Christian Lundgaard next. We seem to gain a lot in this chicane. Yes, that's nice. Good old drift through there. But look how much time we gain. That is definitely a strong point for us, which we need to exploit for the rest of this race. Let's see how many of these cars we can clear as we close in on Lundgaard. Up the inside, again through there. Making another move. up to P16. Now we get the DRS. All of these guys are battling for position, so there may be an opportunity here to make a move. If we can nail the final corner and get a nice wide line. Just like that. Decent exit. We're going to have to lunge it on the brakes to gain a few places here. I keep short shifting as we set a 43.6. Look at this, 3 wide into turn 1 possibly. We're going to go around the outside, which becomes the inside into turn 2. And we're going to get Dragovic. Another one down. Zendelli next as Dragovic tries to fight back, but we're not going to let him through there. This is great, man. I could probably not even do any cuts in this race. It could just be one long race. Oh, second warning. I took a chance there. Took a chance, but we have got past Zendelli, but we can't get any more warnings. We have to keep it clean. As we're up to P14 now. Oh, brushing the wall there. That was on the limit as we try to get Aitken. If we can get Aitken, De Ruvela, and whoever's ahead of him in this next sequence of corners, that would be magnificent. On the limit there of track limits as we push underneath the hotel. DRS open on Aitken now as we try to get past the HWA driver. It's going to have to be a send into the final corner. Up the inside. And we're through. Another one down. Samaya and De Ruvela. Once we clear them, there's a bit of clear track. 42.9 as De Ruvela. Oh, we're challenging into turn 1. We've run it a bit hot. Gonna have to correct that a little bit. Right, let's see if we can get past here. We need to clear these two. I want to try and get at least one lap in clean air so that I can really push. It hasn't been an efficient lap. I've made a couple of mistakes. Still a personal best. That's mainly just down to DRS. Into turns 1 and 2. Gonna have to really get the elbows out now and get aggressive. I can see one more car ahead of us for the top 10, who we may be able to catch. Gonna have to be really aggressive here with the Ruvela to try and get this move done. Yes, just gonna slip through there. That was on the limit as we drift our way through, but we've made it. Had to get that move done, and now we get the DRS on Samaya, and then it's Sato after that. I think if we get a top 10, that would be a decent recovery around here. Let's stay on board though. I think we'll get Samaya here quite quickly if we nail this chicane. On the rev limiter there, bouncing off in 5th gear. Oh, we brushed that wall. That was right on the limit. Samaya's not going to have a toe, but I think I'm a little bit too far back. I wanted to pass him here into the hotel section. Hoping in sector 2 as we keep making progress. Right, this should be it. We're going to get DRS on Samaya into the final corner. Got to go for the lunge, surely. Coming through. Just going to stay back a little bit so that I can get the DRS on the main straight. Doing this on purpose. Shades of Hamilton Verstappen. Right, let's do this. Getting the run. Going to stay on the racing line. Side by side into turn 1, but we're just going to fly around the outside. Now let's stay on board for the final lap entirely. I'm going to give it everything to see how fast we really are in clean air. Let's see if we can catch Sato. I think we can. But I need to nail this first sector to cut down time to the Japanese driver. Now we're going to get to see my true pace now that I'm not in traffic anymore. My straight line speed isn't great, but we're so fast in the corners. Look at that first sector, nearly 7/10 top. I think we can do this, but I need to nail the entire lap here. The lack of straight line speed might let us down. It could come down to a run to the finish, like Bottas and Ocon on Sunday. Oh, we lose the back end there. We're going to counter drift through the left to try and make up for it, but we haven't gained what I'd hoped for through there. I think we're going to run out of time. Still half a second up. Oh, right on the limit there. We've actually lost time though to Sato. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get it. We would have needed DRS on this straight to have a chance, but it's not going to happen. So we're just going to nail it. To the final corner. Yuri Vips wins it at high tech. And we're going to come home P11. Not a bad recovery to say we had 7 laps. We'll take that. I really enjoyed that race, to be honest.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A great win then for High Tech GP today. So, Davide, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
And as they make their way down to the podium, there's no denying the strength of the High Tech GP team. It was an incredible performance today, and they fully deserve to stand on the top step.
Now, I wasn't wrong. It was a feature race, so maybe the rules have changed, but there was no pit stops. We tried to fight back. We finished P11 on track. Just missed out on the fastest lap, which was a 41.4 for David Beckman, so we missed out by a 10th. So probably that scruffy middle sector, which probably let me down. Having said that, the pace was good. Definitely pace for a podium, but we just ran out of time. So yeah, I think had that been a 100% race, we could have definitely got it. Either way, hopefully you all enjoyed that one. I really did, and I think I'd like to do more F2 content, so give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you like to see more? I really would be keen to know. Anyway, if you enjoyed the race, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let me know your thoughts on the update. Have you played it? Do you enjoy it? As always, a big thank you to the channel members for supporting the content. And finally, as always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. But that is it from me today, and I'll see all of you in the next one.